Hey everybody, hello, and welcome back to our channel Info Island. So guys, today in this video, we will be discussing Cyclone Biparjoy, a severe cyclonic storm that hit the northern parts of West Bengal and the neighboring state of Odisha in India. Cyclone Biparjoy was one of the most devastating natural calamities to hit the region in recent years, causing widespread damage and destruction. Through our video, we will take you through all the essential information about Cyclone Biparjoy, its impact, and the measures taken to contain its aftermath. So buckle up as we take you on an informative journey with today's video on the topic Biparjoy. So guys, firstly, let's know more about what is Cyclone Biparjoy. Long-lived powerful tropical cyclone that formed over the east-central Arabian Sea and made landfall near the India-Pakistan border. The third depression and the second cyclonic storm of the 2023 North Indian Ocean cyclone season, Biparjoy originated from a depression that was first noted by the India Meteorological Department, that is IMD, on 6th of June before intensifying into a cyclonic storm. The cyclone steadily weakened due to deep flaring convection. Biparjoy accelerated northeastward, strengthening to a Category 3 equivalent tropical cyclone and to an extremely severe cyclonic storm. As Biparjoy approached landfall on 15th of June between Mandavi in Gujarat and Karachi in Pakistan, the Meteorological Department predicted severe consequences. The result of such a cyclone destroys thatched houses, while kacha houses in multiple districts will suffer extensive damage and destruction. Additionally, a very severe cyclonic storm has the potential to uproot power and communication poles, disrupt railways, and cause harm to standing crops, plantations, and orchards. Guys, to tell you more about what a cyclone is, we have prepared this particular thing. So what is a cyclone? A cyclone is a significant atmospheric phenomenon characterized by a vast circulation of air that revolves around the center of a low pressure region. Typically, it brings about turbulent storms and unfavorable weather conditions. According to the National Disaster Management Authority, that is NDMA, cyclones exhibit the distinctive feature of inward spiraling winds that rotate counterclockwise in the northern hemisphere and clockwise in the southern hemisphere. Now let's talk about the effects of Biparjoy. Gujarat's coastal areas experienced heavy rains and strong winds, resulting in the loss of 3 lives in Kutch and Rajkot districts. Trees were uprooted and a wall collapsed due to the severe weather conditions. Additionally, in Kutch, strong waves swept away tents situated on Mandavi beach. As the cyclone approached the coast, the Dwarka region experienced high tides. The neighboring state of Maharashtra also witnessed heavy rains and high tidal waves. 4 boys who had gone missing after venturing into the Arabian Sea near Mumbai's Juhu area were found deceased. A total of 23 people were injured, as well as 4,600 villages were affected by power outages. Now, guys, let's tell you some of the do's and don'ts that are to be kept in mind while a person or while this particular things comes up, like a disaster or a calamity comes up. Then certain do's and don'ts are there to be followed. So, what are those do's and don'ts related to Biparjoy? Let's discuss. So if you live in an area that is at risk from Cyclone Biparjoy, you should take the following precautions mentioned in the National Disaster Management Authority, that is NDMA. So firstly, you should leave early before your way to high ground or shelter gets flooded. Secondly, do not delay and run the risk of being marooned. Thirdly, if your house is securely built on high ground, take shelter in the safe part of the house. However, if asked to evacuate, do not hesitate to leave the place. Fourthly, board up glass windows or put storm shutters in place. Next, provide strong suitable support for outside doors. Next, if you do not have wooden boards handy, paste paper strips on the glass to prevent splinters. However, this may not prevent breaking of the windows, but some of the help would have been better. Get extra food which can be eaten without cooking. Store extra drinking water in suitably covered vessels. If you have to evacuate the house, move your valuable articles to the upper floors to minimize flood damages. Ensure that your hurricane lantern, torches, or other emergency lights they are in working conditions and keep them handy. Small and loose things which can fly in strong winds should be stored safely in a room. Next, to switch off the electrical mains that is in your house. Now let's talk about the cyclone alert for Saurashtra and Kutch coast. ESCS extremely severe cyclonic storm Biparjoy lay at 11:30 IST on 15th of June, about 450 km SSW of Porbandar, 490 km SSW of Dwarka, 570 km SSW of Nalia, to cross Saurashtra and Kutch and adjacent Pakistan coast around noon of 15th June as VSCS very severe cyclonic storm, according to the IMD's latest tweet that they posted at 14:56 IST the very same day. Now let's talk about what happened to the school entrance festival and why was it postponed in 6 coastal districts. Chief Minister Mr. Bhupendra Patel then decided to postpone the school entrance festival program in 6 coastal districts of Dwarka, Porbandar, Kutch, Morbi, Jamnagar and Junagadh for the time being due to the possible impact of Cyclone Biparjoy in the state. In other districts also of that particular state, this school entrance festival was held for 2 different days, that is for June 12th and June 13th. Now let's talk about the current scenario of Cyclone Biparjoy, where exactly the Cyclone Biparjoy has gone on 17th June, which is today. Currently, Cyclone Biparjoy has been located 715 kilometers south of Karachi, Pakistan, and now it is moving northward at 9 kilometers per hour for the last 6 hours. All the people are advised to stay home and people near coastal Gujarat, mainly Saurashtra and Kutch, they are advised to evacuate for a few hours from the coastal areas. Time when Biparjoy hits Gujarat and 2 of the people were dead and 23 people got injured. Cyclone Biparjoy had taken the lives of at least 2 people while around 23 people they got injured. Power supply to more than 930 villages in Gujarat was affected due to the cyclone. Cyclone Biparjoy made landfall in the coastal areas of Gujarat on Thursday. Now let's talk about the 10 important things that you must know about the cyclone Biparjoy. Number 1, officials of the Paschim Gujarat Viz Company Limited, that is PG VCL are working on restoring power in 9 villages, while power in the remaining villages has already been restored. Number two, PGVCL's executive engineer, Morbi J.C. Goswami, while speaking to news agency ANI, said strong winds broke electric wires and poles, causing a power outage in 45 villages of Malia Tehsil. And they also mentioned that they are trying to restore powers in 9 villages and power has been restored in the remaining villages. Next, two power stations in Morbi's Malia Taluka have been shut due to Cyclone Biparjoy, while more than 300 electricity poles they have been damaged in the coastal regions. Number 4. Power supply to around 940 villages was affected owing to gusty winds and heavy rains. Furthermore, around 23 animals they have also been killed due to the havoc by the cyclone, and 524 trees they were also uprooted due to the havoc that happened due to the cyclone Biparjoy. Number 5. Reportedly, several relief and rescue teams they were on alert while more than 1 lakh people they have been evacuated from the coastal areas of Gujarat. Number 6. Gujarat Relief Commissioner Alok Pandey has said that there are chances of flash floods while intermittent rainfall is also expected. Number 7. IMD predicted this quite earlier that the cyclone Biparjoy would get weakened further by Friday morning and move into a depression in the subsequent evening. On number 8, we have, according to IMD, the cyclone is centered over the Saurashtra Kutch region and will likely to move northeastwards, leading to heavy rains in Rajasthan, which is ongoing even today. 9. According to Western Railways, around 99 trains which were running through or originated from Cyclone Biparjoy affected areas in Gujarat, they have been cancelled or short terminated. Number 10. Gujarat Chief Minister Bhupendra Patel chaired a meeting of State Emergency Operations Centre on Thursday to get the current updates about the cyclone Biparjoy and the current happenings of the same. He also apprised PM Modi, Mr. Narendra Modi ji, about the situation in the state via a telephonic conversation on the same day. Now let's discuss some of the main causes of Cyclone Biparjoy. The causes of a cyclone are warm and moist air creating a low pressure zone in the depth of the ocean. The heated air in the surroundings of the ocean at a low pressure area slowly forms a cyclone, and when the wind raises to 63 km per hour, it becomes a tropical cyclone and keeps on the increase of cyclone wind. The intensity of the cyclone increases, and yes, we have provided a detailed table furthermore specifying at what speed the cyclone is dangerous. Simply, we classified cyclones based on the speeds recorded for the past few years of some of the cyclones. This is a detailed analysis of when do we call it a cyclone. So if the wind speed is 119 to 153, the estimated damage is going to be considered as a regular cyclone. If the wind speed is 154 to 177, then the estimated damage would be considered as damaging. If the speed is 178 to 210, then it would be categorized as extensive. Next, if the wind speed is 211 to 250, then it would be considered as the extreme weather condition. And lastly, if the wind speed is greater than 250, then the estimated damage that it would be considered as catastrophic, which is very harmful, which is a form of disaster. Here we have shared the synopsis of Biparjoy, you can say, or the summary of Biparjoy. So, according to the meteorological history, it was formed on 6th of June 2023 and it dissipated on 17th of June 2023. Extremely severe cyclonic storm happened, which was, as per IMD, which was 3 minute sustained. The highest winds caused Biparjoy was 165 km per hour. The lowest pressure was 966 HPA and 28.53 in HGs. Category 3, if we call about, then it was equivalent to tropical cyclone, 1 minute sustained, which was by SSHWS to JTWC. And the highest winds that were seen were 195 km per hour with 120 mph. And the lowest pressure was 945 HPA bar and 27.91 in HGs. So overall effects of Biparjoy, if we talk about the fatalities, they were 12 in number. The injuries, they were 27 in number, and the areas affected were India and Pakistan mainly. Now we had enough talking about cyclones and cyclone Biparjoy and all of that thing. Now let's talk about how cyclones get their names, who named cyclone Biparjoy, and what is the meaning of Biparjoy. Weather forecasters give each tropical cyclone a name to avoid confusion, according to the World Meteorological Organization. Cyclone Biparjoy was suggested by Bangladesh and the word means a disaster or calamity in Bengali. The naming of cyclones is done by countries on a rotational basis, following certain existing guidelines. Once a cyclonic system develops and meets a specific criteria, it is named based on the predetermined list. The name assigned to the cyclone remains the same throughout its lifetime, even if it intensifies or it weakens in future. The assigned name helps in tracking the cyclone's movement, issuing warnings, and disseminating information to the affected regions. The names are chosen to be easy to remember and pronounce, and they must not be offensive or controversial. They are also chosen from a variety of languages so that people from different regions can identify with them and relate it. Indian Ocean region is divided into different meteorological zones, and each zone has its own regional specialized meteorological center which is responsible for monitoring cyclones. The Indian Ocean basin is shared by several countries including India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Maldives, Myanmar, Oman, Pakistan, and Thailand. The process of naming cyclones in the Indian Ocean region began in the year 2000, following a decision by the World Meteorological Organization, that is WMO, and its regional bodies. Previously, cyclones were often referred to by their geographical location or latitude and longitude coordinates, which led to confusion and made it challenging to track multiple systems simultaneously. The naming of cyclones in the Indian Ocean follows a set of guidelines established by the WMO's Regional Specialized Meteorological Center in New Delhi, India, which is known as the Tropical Cyclone Warning Center. So that brings us to the end of this informative video on Cyclone Biparjoy. We hope you learned about the key details, devastating impact, and relief measures that were undertaken during and after this severe cyclone that hit eastern India earlier in the year 2009 also. Cyclones and their aftermath are a harsh reality for coastal areas that we must constantly prepare for. Through awareness and preparedness, we can reduce the damage and save precious lives of so many of us. If you found this video useful, please share it and don't forget to subscribe to our channel Info Island for more such educational content. And also don't forget to like, share and subscribe and press the bell icon given next to the subscribe button so as whenever we come up with a new video, you guys are notified about it. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. Let's keep learning, keep sharing and keep supporting each other. Stay safe, stay healthy.